What's up, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome to a brand new discussion video. Today we're going to be talking about why I'm going to be investing into Pot of Prosperity, and hopefully this video will help those on the fence to be able to more easily make their decision on whether they do or do not need this card in the future. So before we hop into the discussion, here are a few quick ways that you guys can support the channel. If you're looking for any TCG accessories, check out Imperium Duelist at the link below. They offer a wide variety of products such as sleeves, deck boxes, dice, binders, apparel, and playmats, including my very own playmat Blazing Permafrost, which is on sale now. You can get all of these amazing products for 10% off using my discount code WinterKills10off at checkout and support the channel in the process. And of course, if you're buying anything on TCGplayer.com or Drawphase.com, do not forget to use the affiliate links I have to their site down in the description below, because anytime you guys shop and check out using those links, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase will go right back in the channel, which does help out greatly. And of course, consider becoming a member of the channel today by clicking that blue join button or at the link in the description to get in on some exclusive members-only content. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the discussion. So to start, I have a few general reasons as to why I'm going to be investing into this particular card, and then we'll go and talk about pros and cons, etc. But the first reason is that this card does not have a reprint scheduled in the near future. It's pretty much the same as all the Chase Secret Rares Konami comes out with that we've seen in the past. Infinite Impermanence, Evenly Matched, Lightning Storm, Triple Tactics Talent, Forbidden Droplet, you name it. These Chase Secret Rares usually go a long time without a reprint. The second reason for me personally is that I could play it in a wide variety of decks. I have anything from Photons, Burning Abyss, Mech Knight, Satellar Knight, Marincess, Necros, etc. It will help out a wide range of the rogue decks that I frequently like to play. And of course, this goes without saying, there's pretty much zero chance of it winding up on the ban list, which is also nice to hear. Now, the next segment I'll move to is why not play or buy Pot of Extravagance instead? Well, that is a good question. The first reason is because Pot of Extravagance greatly alters deck building, unlike that of Pot of Prosperity. Extravagance also extremely limits the amount of utility you can put in the extra deck by having to play multiple 2 and 3 ofs in the extra deck. And to be totally honest, Extravagance fits a very limited pool of decks, and most of the decks that I play do not really fall into that category. Another thing about Pot of Extravagance that I don't like in comparison to Pot of Prosperity is that the card does have to be played at the start of the main phase, pretty much making it an Ash Magnet. So next, we're going to go ahead and talk about the obvious pros of Pot of Prosperity, and the first one that I can think of is the fact that you get to choose which cards you're removing from your extra deck for cost of Pot of Prosperity, which obviously you don't get with Extravagance, and you obviously don't get with Pot of Desire. So you get to choose which cards you are taking out of your extra deck, and that is just a really nice thing to have, especially going into games 2 and 3. Those choices can be made much easier because you have a better idea of what you're playing against, most likely. So let's say you're playing Photon Galaxy against a deck like Altergeist, Eldic, or Dogmatica, very trap-heavy strategies. At that point, number 38, if you're playing it, becomes a very, very easy card to banish off your Prosperity, just making the overall process of choosing what to banish just much easier, and making the card overall a lot better in games 2 or 3, I find. And another pro is that you get to choose which card you're going to add your hand off of the 3 to 6 that you reveal, which is just insane. I thought at first I would miss the draw power that Pot of Desires and Trade-In both offered in Photon Galaxy. I was definitely wrong. While sometimes the random draw power that those cards offer can be very nice, having the option to choose which card goes to your hand, even if it's just one, is far superior in my opinion, especially in decks that lack consistency and rely on seeing certain extenders at certain points in their combo. It's just so incredibly crucial to have. And another nice thing about Prosperity is that it can be played at any point during your turn. You don't have to play it at the start of your main phase, which is really nice. So you can make some other plays, bait hand traps and things like that, and then follow up with the Prosperity to be able to dig into more cards that will help you push further through Interruption, which is a very, very nice feature, I have to admit. Now, next, we're going to talk about the cons that Pot of Prosperity has. While they are few, there is a couple to consider. The first being that the turn you activate that card, you are unable to draw cards via card effects that turn. In most cases, this really doesn't matter, especially if you do deck build correctly. Obviously, you don't want to play cards like Desires, Trade-In, Extravagance, of course, etc., with a card like Prosperity. And I also wouldn't run Prosperity in any deck that has built-in draw power. For example, a deck like Earth Machine. It already has Tunneler, Overdrive, and Theme draw power like Iron Draw that could, of course, conflict with Prosperity. And since the deck, again, already has good draw power in it, it doesn't need a card like Prosperity, in my personal opinion. But however, I'm not buying Prosperity to play in a deck like Earth Machine. I'm buying it to play in decks that don't have good, if any, in-engine draw power decks like Photon Galaxy, Burning Abyss, Mech Knight, etc. Now, the other con I have listed for Pot of Prosperity is the fact that the turn you play it, you can only deal half damage to your opponent. Now, most of the time, this really doesn't end up being a problem unless you're on some sort of Glass Cannon OTK deck or a burn strategy. And then at that point, there's just better options for you to play like Extravagance and Desires. But I find that most of the decks that I'm going to be playing this card in are going first combo / mid-range decks that aren't affected pretty much at all by that damage restriction. And I find that even decks that I play that can OTK like Photon, Mermail, and Mech Knight also really aren't hindered by that clause either. In fact, Photon Galaxy can actually OTK through half battle damage thanks to number 62 and Galaxy Eyes Afterglow Dragon. And Mech Knight can set up an amazing grind game if it can OTK with the help of the World Legacy spells and traps. And Mermail can pretty much do the same as well. And, of course, speaking more specifically on Mech Knight, the simple fact that you can find more consistently whatever flavor of normal summon you're on is just bar none extremely important, especially if you want to play the deck as a going first strategy. And it also gives the deck a really solid starter, which it was lacking beforehand. So yeah, that's going to wrap this video up. Just wanted to give a few reasons as to why I'm going to invest into this card. It is going to be a pretty big investment. The card is sitting at about $85 a copy, and will probably run me about $260 for an entire playset after tax, which of course is a lot of money at the end of the day, but I feel as though I'll be able to get my money's worth out of this card, especially with locals returning in person very soon. I'll definitely need physical copies of this card to put in the various rogue decks that I frequently play. So yeah, I just wanted to make this quick discussion video to help those that might be on the fence about buying this card, because yes, it is expensive, but I just wanted to help those, again, that are on the fence to be able to help better understand whether they do or do not need this card based on my reasonings and my personal experience that I've had with this particular card. So that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Drop a comment down below on your thoughts on Pot of Prosperity. Will you be picking it up? Are you not picking it up? Are you going to wait for a reprint? Let me know. And yeah, don't forget to check out the ways you can support the channel down in the description. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Links to all that below, especially Discord. Join that as well if you haven't. And yeah, hope you guys are having a great day. As always, Winner Kill Santa. We'll see you guys in the next one. And of course, a special shout out goes to our divine level channel members here on YouTube, and they are Zors, Cadillacs84, and Remtrox H. Thank you guys so much for your continued and very generous support of the channel.